Pakulala. Nishepondi nanewa kumupela fiance. That song, these are some of the songs that I've loved, for a long time. I remember myself as a young parent. These, I had my challenges and these are some of the songs that used to encourage me, that used to carry me, that made me commit myself to my children. And frankly speaking, I'm not perfect, but I feel proud. I feel proud for the kind of father that I've been, and my children have grown. I've grown. I've brought up not only my biological children, I've also brought up, other children. Other children. I've brought up also other children, and I'm still looking after, children. Not only my children, but also children, from my brothers, my sisters. So I am not talking. This broadcast is not about me attacking anyone. It's not about me attacking anyone. I want you to get this very clearly as I start. This is not about me attacking anyone. I'm not attacking Mwizukanji. I'm not attacking Yomaps. I am simply voicing out for those children who may be in a situation whereby their parents are not together for whatever reasons. They could have a child, whilst they were young. They could have, these children could have been born because, from a married man, a married woman, whatever. But their parents are not together. And these are the ones that I'm speaking for. I am not here to attack Mwizukanji. And I'm not saying that out of cowardice, because you don't think properly. I don't want to use bad language. I want to be very sober. But, because some of you want to take this as a war, this as a fight. It's not about a fight. It's not about a fight. Why am I going to fight Mwizukanji? Why am I going to fight Mwizukanji? For what? What am I going to benefit out of it? What am I going to benefit? I'm not fighting Mwizukanji. I am not even, somewhere even suggesting that your maps has paid you. No, forget it. Forget it. I've never gotten anything from your maps, and I'm not interested at all. I'm not interested. Your maps, come on, he's just a musician that is, doing his best. That is, those are, please. I am speaking to defend those children. I want to be the voice of those children who are born in circumstances where parents are not together. They are not married. They are not together. Those are the children that I want to speak for. So, but some people were saying, no, don't talk about this. What? Don't talk about this. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I? Hey, no, you are a politician. The problem that you have, you people, some of you think you can tell me what to do. Forget it. You can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to bring on social media. You can't. No one can do that. No one can do that. Get it in your little heads. No one can tell me what I bring on social media. I'm a free spirit. I bring out whatever I want. So if I decide to talk about a social issue, I will bring those social issues. If I decide to bring about a moral issue, I will bring that. So you have got no right to start telling me, no, don't talk about this, whatever. Nonsense. And I want you to know that if you look at politics and social issues, I am more inclined to talk about social and religious issues than politics. Politics for me is not, my end goal. No, it's not. It's not. Politics is not my end goal. If I can talk about the social issues, I would rather talk about social issues than politics. For example, if somebody wants to see me, if you want to see me, you give me a call and you say, what do you want to talk about? No, I want to talk about politics. Trust me, many times, 2 out of 10 will I accept. I will not accept. But if you call me on a social issue whatever, most of the times, 9 out of 10, I do respond positively. Those who have interacted with me, they will tell you. If you call me to say you want to talk about politics, really, it's 2 out of 10 that I will accept. 2 out of 10 that I will accept. But if you call me on a social issue, personal issues, 9 out of 10 I will accept. That is how I operate. So be very careful when you say, no, talk about politics. No, this is not about you. Why are you choosing what is for me and what is not for me? This is very important for me. This is very important for me. To talk about such issues, it's very important for me. Now, so in my public life, really, I want to inspire, I want to motivate, especially on the, on social issues, family issues. I would want to be more on that. If I had a way, I would actually just stick on that, just to be talking about family issues, family values, and whatever. Those issues are the ones that I would have concentrated on. Those are the issues that I would have concentrated on. It's just that, life sometimes, throws you this way, that way. But those are the issues that I would want to speak about. And now the issue of Mwizukanji and your maps. Somebody say, no, but why are you talking about Mwizukanji and your maps and whatever? You know what? Those of us who come in public domain, whether you come, please come. Thank you. Those of us who come in public domain, whether you come as a politician, you come as a socialite, you come as an influencer, you come as a religious, whatever. Those of us who come in public and command a following, those of us who do that, we have a huge responsibility on society. Why? Because we are a model. Of course, somebody would say, hey, why do you want me to be your model? Follow whoever. No, we are a model. And as a model, we must espouse to inspire people, to motivate people, to help society. We have to do that. Of course, others, they don't care. But those who are responsible, they know that when you are a public figure, when you are in the public domain, you have a following, such as the following that Mwizukanji has. Mwizukanji has a following. Such as the following that Your Maps has. Your Maps has a following. I have a following. And other people, they have a following. So, unless you are not responsible, if you are not responsible, you will not care about how you impact on society. You will not care. But those who care, they will mind how they come out in public. They will mind. Because you motivate, you inspire. You see some of these youngsters, they have got a nose ring. This nose ring, where did they see it? Because they saw one celebrity has got a nose ring. And they want to, to also have a nose ring. Not really. For what? Imagine a child who is born in an environment who has never seen somebody with a nose ring. That child will never ask for a nose ring. Until that child sees somebody with a nose ring, that's when they say, oh, okay, that looks cool. So we inspire, we motivate. And therefore, you can't tell me to say, no, don't talk about Your Maps, don't talk about Mwizukanji. No, because these people, they inspire. These people, they motivate. And if there is something wrong, we should be able to challenge it. So that other people who are watching or other people who are seeing, they know that, no, this is not right. Because if we don't challenge some of the ills or bad attitude or actions or utterances by the public figures, it will remain in the minds of the young ones that it is okay. So we need to challenge it. So when you come in the public domain, expect people to, say something about your life. That is just what it is. It is not just politicians. Even a musician, when you are in the public domain, you are commanding some following, expect people to say something about what you're doing. And of course, even me. That's why I accept you people talking whatever negative things, because I'm in public and you're supposed to give comments. So it's the same thing with these people. Don't say no, don't talk about Mzukanji, don't talk about your maps, don't talk about Wukata because Wukata is not your child. I will respond to that. You can't allow somebody who is in the public domain, running with a certain narrative, which is wrong, and you say, no, it's okay, let's just leave it. No, I'm not going to leave it. So get it clearly that when you're in the public domain, you are bound to be criticized, and people will make comments about your life. They will. Okay? Now, when I spoke about the issue of spoke about the issue of Mzukanji, I've seen some responses, particularly even from Mzukanji. Mzukanji has come out saying, no, why are you talking about my child? Stop talking about a child. I'm not talking about a child. In my last video, I was not talking about a child. I was not talking about Wukata. I was not talking about Wukata. I was addressing you Mzukanji. So don't divert. And I hate it. I hate it when people try to move away from the real issue. You want to digress. You want to digress the issue that I was talking about. You want to bring, an innocent child and portray me like that person, that old person who is senseless and talking about an innocent child. Why would I be talking about an innocent child? I'm not talking about an innocent child. I am defending that child. That's what I'm doing. So, Mzukanji, I'm responding to you. I am not talking about Wukata. I am defending Wukata. I am being a voice of Wukata. And one day, Wukata will watch this video and will see to say there was an uncle who stood out for me. She cannot tell you what I can tell you, and I'm telling you. She cannot. And I know at one point, these things that I'm talking about, at one point, this child will come to face them. At one point, this child will come and face them. And it's not good to let things, to let the water get spilled. If we can salvage something, already there is damage that is there. But if we can salvage something, why not? And that's what I'm trying to do. If I can salvage something out of this, that better. If I can salvage something, at least I will not live in a society whereby I wish somebody had spoken. No, at least me have spoken. If you want, you can also speak about me. But you see, Mzukanji, that is a narcissistic way of operating, where instead of looking at things as the way they are, you turn around and try to put blame somewhere else. Why don't you look at yourself? Instead of trying to shift around and start blaming at me. What wrong did I do to talk about something that is good for the child? What wrong did I do? But you want to turn it around. That is a narcissistic way. You are wrong, but you want to turn it around and put the wrong on other people. No, I'm not going to accept that. And I'm not going to let that narrative run to say Tayari was talking about a child. Hey, no. No, I was talking about you, Mzukanji. And the wrong things that you have done in the public domain, those are the things that I'm talking about. Not the poor child, no. I'm talking about you, Mzukanji, and the wrong things that you have done in from my personal point of view. From my personal point of view. Those are the things that I'm addressing. And then you bring in, the entire president of Economic and Equity Party. Hello? I'm not speaking as a politician. I was not speaking as a politician. I'm speaking as an individual. I'm speaking as a parent. I'm speaking as somebody old. Yes, I'm very old. That's for sure. I'm very old. Some of you can even be my children. That's for sure. I can tell you that. You can be my children. You can be my children. Me, I've got children who are older than you. I have children who are older than you, Muzukanje. I have children who are older than your maps. I have children that I've brought up. I may not have fathered them, but I brought them up. I brought them up. So I am as old as that, and I recognize that, and that's why I'm talking about it. That's why I'm talking about it. So there's no, you are too old. Yes, it's because I'm old. That's why I'm talking about it. So that Mweba Nakukula, you who may not have the experience, you who may not have the wisdom, may hear it, and even others may hear it. And I'm addressing this not only to Vena Mwizukanji and Yomaps, I'm addressing this even to the parents of you, Mwizukanji, the parents of you, of your maps, and everybody. And clearly what I'm saying from my point of view, I mean, this child needs to be protected. This child needs to be taken care of. You don't like to hear that. It's too brutal to hear. But unfortunately, it has to be spoken about, because if we don't speak about it, other people will see it as normal. If we don't speak about it, other people will see it as normal. And that is what I'm talking about. I've got a responsibility as an elder person. I've got a responsibility as somebody that has a following to give out my views on certain issues. So that is the issue. I was not talking as a politician to say no. I'm talking as a parent. I'm talking as an elder. Yes, you are saying you cannot be talking. Yes, I'm old. Yes, I mean, some of you can be my children. That's for sure. Of course, the other issue that apart from defending Bukata, and when I'm saying defending Bukata and speaking for Bukata, I'm speaking for Bukata to both parents. But as I'm speaking on Bukata, I'm also projecting the voice to other children who may be in a similar situation. So I'm talking, yes, to Mwizukanji and Yomaps, but I am also projecting my voice to also other people who may be in a similar situation. So this is what it is. This is just a reference point of view. Now, it is so serious for me that I even had to write points. Usually I don't write points, but because of how serious I take this, I even had to write some few points. Now, some of you were saying, no, you have just spoken of your maps. You haven't heard Mwizukanji's side. The truth of the matter is, this issue of Mwizukanji and your maps has been discussed more by Mwizukanji. Mwizukanji has been coming out more on this issue than your maps. Your maps you can count how many times your maps has spoken. The only significant time that your map spoke was when he had that interview with Helen Zulu. That is the only time that he came out strongly. That is the time the other time that he came out, when they were in the car with the wife and whatever, it was more of an emotive reaction. But really, he doesn't talk about this. And I want to tell you that there are so many things that has happened behind the scenes, which your maps has not brought out. But Mwizukanji has come out to actually make a lot of us think that your maps is a bad guy. I, for one, I shared on my page, I shared the interview that Mwizukanji had with Millie. I shared it myself. So whatever has happened to Mwizukanji, the popularity that Mwizukanji has had, I also had an influence. I had an influence because when Millie did that interview, I got it and I posted it on my page. And it had a lot of traction. It had a lot of traction. And you cannot underestimate my influence on social media. You cannot underestimate that. When I post something about you, when I'm talking about you, things go, quite far. So I did. And why did I post? Because I believed Mwizukanji. I believed Mwizukanji. I felt for Mwizukanji. I was upset with Your Maps that Your Maps, how can this guy, impregnate a girl and later on says, no, abort the child. I was very upset. Frankly speaking, I was very, very upset. I was upset with Your Maps. I was very upset. Somebody called me during that time. Somebody called me from Kawe to say, can you speak to Your Maps and blah, 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 blah. But because of the video that I heard, because of what I heard from Mwizukanji, I didn't speak to Your Maps. I was upset with Your Maps because of what Mwizukanji said. And a lot of you, you are in a similar situation. You were upset with Your Maps because of what Mwizukanji said. You were upset. But did you hear the side of Your Maps? You didn't. It is now me. It's recently when I watched that video and I felt very bad. I felt very bad. Because Mwizukanji was not honest to this guy in the first place. You people, you want to label Your Maps bad. How can a woman have 2 children, be married before, and never tell somebody? You even go Kumira and do Mwalanda, and they don't mention about the child. You think that is okay? You think that is moral? That is deception of the highest order. And somebody must honor up on that. She must honor up. Mwizukanji must come down and recognize that this was wrong that he did. It was wrong. It was wrong, and you can't go on like that. Has Mwizukanji ever apologized publicly to say, sorry, this is what I did? Has she ever done that? Has she ever done that? She hasn't. She made some of us to feel bad. Me, I'm telling you, I felt bad when she came out on Millie and said those things. And she never brought out the issue of children. She never brought out the issue of children. What was pronounced was that this guy asked this girl to abort. Of course, when somebody is upset, sometimes, you go to those extents, which is not right, of course. I'm not saying it is right. But you must bring out the other side. You must bring out the other side. So, celebrate, you who celebrate Mwizukanji and whatever, you should also look at her to say, this was wrong. You should look at her to say, this was wrong. And Mwizukanji must also be able to say, this I was wrong. I apologize for it. You can't go on like that. You can't go on like that. And then later on, some of you were saying, no, Vukata is more pronounced because Your Maps is a public figure. Come on. From me, what I see is a continuous pattern of a woman who wants to hide her past. Who wants to hide her past because he has found this, this souvenir, and that's what he just wants to run with. Because that's what I see. It's like this Vukata is a fortune. Is a fortune in Mwizukanji's life. And that's what she wants to run with. No. Vukata is a fortune just like those other children are a fortune to her. They are also precious. And if truth be told, you think those other children, they like it? When Vukata is always, uplifted, hey, Vukata. What do you think other children feel? What do you think other children feel? Do you think those other children are okay? Because some of you support things if you have Vukata has got siblings. And those siblings, they are supposed to bond together. They're supposed to bond together. Those other children should not feel to say, uyu ewa fialo kuli ba uishi aba endelera ba chinondo. If we to afialo kuli a father who is useless, you think that is okay for a family? You people who are saying, no, it's okay for Bukata to come out because the father is famous. Do you think you are building a good family around Muzukanji's children? Do you think what Muzukanji is doing is making those children hold together? Suppose one day, God forbid, but I'm just saying, suppose tomorrow Muzukanji is not there. Suppose Muzukanji is not there tomorrow. Hey, baby. Huh? Okay. You close the door when you go out, okay? Close the door for me. Let's be somebody saying, what about Kia? I'll come to that, Kathy. I'll come to that. So suppose, how do you think those children, she has 3 children, if I'm not mistaken, 3 children. And one child is elevated. One child is looked at, as an angel, blah, blah, blah. How do you think those other children are going to feel? And suppose one day, Muzukanji is not there. How do you think those children are going to relate? When you see some of these rivalry that you see in families, this is how it starts. Whereby one child feels to say, this child is more special than the rest of us. This is how that rivalry starts. And you are right. Even me, I guard against this. Trust me. Because some of you are asking to say, what about Kia? Yes, even me, I guard against. That is what I fight for. I always fight against that. I fight to make sure that my children come together. My children are united. Kia being posted on social media, it is because Kia is young. Kia is young. Those are adults. My firstborn, is 5th year. Going in 5th year, this year of university, 5th year, civil engineering. I'm so proud. I don't know how many of you are civil engineers here. I'm so proud. She's there. The other one just completed grade 12. And on her graduation, she came out the 2nd best student in the whole grade, doing very well. And these are old children. So you cannot take a child who is at university, sit there, take a picture, video her, and you start posting it. Where is the respect? I can't do that. This is a big child. And even the other one, she's also a big child. Yeah, I can't do that. But apart from that, even the mother is not so comfortable to see her children on social media. She's not so comfortable. And I respect that. So, to those of you who are saying, what about you? You don't post them. I want to tell you that they are old children. They are big children. They take their own pictures. And even themselves, you won't see them so common on social media. You won't see them twerking on social media. You won't. So, there's a difference. But Kia she's my little doll here. She's my little doll. And even when I'm posting things, I'm telling you, the mother, yesterday I posted a video of Kia, going to school. The mother said, no, not that one. Put it down. And I removed it. I respect what my wife says. So it is not that I make Kia special. No. And those of you who were there, because most of you are young, those of you who were there, when my children were growing up, before Kia even existed, my children were known everywhere. Those who know me from a long time, they will tell you, they knew my 2 children because wherever I went with them. Wherever I went with them. I've got a lot of pictures with them when they were children. And a lot of people that knew me, especially when I was running my computer company, they knew me. They were always in with me. My firstborn child was always moving with me. I was working with her. That is me. I never leave my children behind. I am always with my children. Now they have grown. There is a difference. You cannot compare those big girls with my little Kia. You can't compare them. You can't compare them. So, and in terms of mixing, I mean, I endeavor to make sure that they are together. I endeavor to make sure that they keep close. But I'll tell you that it's true. Actually, sometimes I feel it, that they feel to say, Kia is somehow favored. Somehow. I do feel it, and I fight it. I make sure that I try to close the gap. This is very possible. And I'm telling you from my own experience, because we are speaking this beyond the Wukata issue. Even you people who may have children, coming from two mothers and whatever, this kind of situations, you always have to guard to make sure that, children try to bond. You try, because tomorrow you don't know what will happen. Tomorrow you may not be there. How will these children live when you are not there? How will they live? Will they be united? Because a good parent who loves his children wants to make sure that all the children that he or she has, they are united. That is my prayer. That is what I strive for. That is what I strive for. I do as much as I can. Just the other day, I picked my older daughter who is at the university. I picked the other one who was graduating from the one who completed grade 12. We went and picked Kia. And when we were picking Kia, we went in the school. We went in school. Kia was busy showing us the school, whatever. Why? Because I want Kia to feel, these are my sisters. I want Kia to feel closer to them. And I want even them to know that this is our sister. I want them close. I want them to be bonded together, because tomorrow I may not be there. I may not be there. Trust me, if I realize that, a posting Kia is making the other girls feel, I wouldn't do it. I'm always watching to make sure that they are together. Let me show you. Here. You see, those are my children. And I strive to keep them that close. I strive to keep them that close. I can show you some pictures, I strive, and basically the message that I'm trying to put across is that if you have children that are coming from different mothers and everything, strive to keep them together. Create time such that these children, they bond. Look at them. You see? Let me show you. You see?
Yeah, look there, look there, look. Look the car.
I do this. What I'm just trying to tell you here is that I strive to bring these girls together. I strive. So don't you dare talk about, no, what about Kia? What? No, forget it. I strive to bring these girls together, in spite of the age gap, because even the age gap is a big challenge. Where you have one is 20, the other one is 16, and then the other one is 3. The age gap is a challenge. but I strive to bring them together. And that is what I'm trying to communicate out there. That strive to bond the children together. Don't take out one child and start saying, no, because this child, the father is famous. This child, because the mother is famous. No, it's not good. It's not good. Tomorrow, you don't know what will happen. You don't know what will happen tomorrow. You don't know what will happen tomorrow. So, from my point of view, that response from those of you who are saying, no, because this one is famous, it is not a good point. It is not a good point. It is not a good point. And then the other issue is, Mwizukanji they said the bad things against Mwizukanji. I admit, I agree. I have heard some of these things. I have heard some of these things that have been said against Mwizukanji, the child was conceived 2 weeks, what, all these things. I have heard that. And somebody was even saying, no, Kiddy said this and whatever about the child. Look, I don't want actually to talk so much about kiddies, but one thing that I can say, yes, you heard Kiddies said whatever she said, but do you remember Kiddies coming out to apologize? Do you remember Kiddies coming out to apologize? Do you remember Kiddies coming up to apologize? And for goodness sake, I don't know Kiddies really. I don't know. But a few times, I think we saw Kiddies trying to be a stepmom. We saw Kiddies coming out in public and say, I want to be, please, Mwizukanji, I want to be your mother, or the mother to your child and whatever. Honestly, I mean, I don't know and I may not approve everything about her, which I see, but at least from that point of view, we saw that Kiddies on social media coming out to apologize. I mean, we all know, if you look at that Kiddies, I mean, she's a proud girl. She's a proud girl with her own issues, but for her to do that, guys, for her to do that, to come out in public, I'm sorry, and I want to be whatever, I think that is a good gesture. A good gesture. Do we see that from Mwizukanji? Because from Mwizukanji, it is just firing. It's at war. It's a war. Firing. On your maps, firing. Even you so-called Mwizukanji Defense Force. Honestly. Mwizukanji Defense Force for what? Against your maps? Against this family? And you think it is okay? And of course, you can't tell me that, no, these are people who just do it without Mwizukanji's knowledge. No, she knows about these things. And it points to her character. She wants to fight, just fight. But okay, fine, you can fight. But what are you doing to the child? The child will grow up one day to look at all these things, and one day the child will see that, come on, this is not the way it's supposed to be. Because at the end of the day, as you are fighting, you are denying this child a father. That's what you're doing. You are denying this child a father. And I am projecting my voice again to even you other mothers, other baby mamas, you so-called do like to say single mother. When you are fighting your spouse, you are fighting your man, and you deny him, no, these are my children, what he has got, no, whatever. Hello, you have your father, unless you didn't have a father yourself. But if you had a father, you would appreciate that your child would want to have a relationship with a father. Your child would want to have a relationship with the father. And I'm speaking on behalf of a child that much as you have those fights that you have between yourself and the wife of the baby father, the baby daddy, or the baby daddy himself. At the end of the day, in spite of all those fights, that child wants a relationship with the father. So you women, I'm telling you, as much as you have those fights, you can have the fights with me and whatever, but at the end of the day, that child deserves that father. To you, that father may be trash, may be a douche, maybe whatever it is, maybe a jerk, whatever. But to the child that you have, that is her father, that is his father. And I said I'm going to share even my experience. I tell you, my divorce was not a smooth one. It was messy. It was messy. We were in court. And really, between myself and my ex-wife, it was bad during that time. But one thing that we respected was the fact that, especially from my point of view, I said, look, as much as I'm fighting with that woman is the mother to my children. And I even tried as much as I could to make sure that she's part of the life of my children. I never said, no, let me whatever. I was lucky. I mean, when we shared the custody, I was having my children. The children were with me 5 days in a week, and they were supposed to be with her Saturday, Sunday. But this was out of, the agreement that we had. Essentially, I had the custody of the children. But never at any point did I, deny access of the children to my mother, to my ex-wife. I never did that. In spite of whatever issues that arose out of our divorce, I never, denied the children to be with their mother. And it's the same thing, because as much as you hate that woman, as much as you hate that man, these children, they look at that one as one of the parents. So when you talk about this Wukata issue, you can say anything that, no, your map said this, hey, Kitty said this, and whatever. At the end of the day, Wukata needs your maps in her life. It has a bearing. If you think that, no, it's okay, whatever. Yes, children have grown up with single parents. They have grown. But really, where you can do better, why not do better? Why not do better? So this is the issue. And then there is another issue. The other issue that I want to talk about is some people come out to say, no, let the child be. I mean, when the child grows up, then the child will go to whoever parent and whatever, or the child will choose. It's wrong. Don't say, no, let me wait until the child grows up. When the child grows up, the child will come looking for me and whatever. That is a bad attitude. That is negligence on you parents. That is negligence. Don't sit back and say, I will not fight for my child, because when the child grows up, the child will come to me. How will the child survive? What do you know? How will this child be? Because a child is nurtured by the parents. Not only in terms of food, in terms of morality, in terms of behavior, in terms of whatever. So if you are sitting to say, no, when the child is 18 years old, the child will come to me. Will that be your child, really? Will that be your child? In terms of, would you have, impacted on the life of this child? Or would you have contributed what you desire to contribute in a child? Would that be a product of you as a parent? So I'm reaching out. Some of you are saying, no, your maps also should make initiative and fight for the child. I agree with you. That yes, sometimes you need to fight. If you have to fight this unreasonable mother, do it for the sake of your child. Fight for the sake of your child. Don't just give up to say, no, because she's whatever. Fight. for the sake of your child. It is not good to let a child to say, no, especially child support, because some of you think that, when you are giving child support, it's enough. Child support is not enough. Child support is not enough. You can't just say, no, I'm looking after my children because you are sending money. Money does not bring up children. Money does not bring up children. What brings up children is a relationship, is the interaction, is the love that you show to these children. You don't show love by sending so much money every month that you are showing love, that you are looking after your child. No, it's not right. It's not right. And I know some of you are saying, no, but your Mapsi neglected the child, that Mwizukanji had to go to court for child support. I would rather not discuss the details. But what you have to know is that there were discussions before even that came. There were discussions even before that came. But look, we are looking at the well-being of a child. Even that child support, it is not enough. It is not enough. A child needs to be in the life of both parents. Even if they are not together, at least, sometime you should be able to spend some time with these ones and another, it should be like that. Giving up, I agree with those of you who are saying, no, your Maps is giving up. It's not right. It's supposed to fight. I agree. Your Maps should be able to fight. And yes, somebody would bring up the issue to say, your Maps is married and then the mother and whatever. From what we have seen, Kidis doesn't seem to be a bad mother. From what we have seen. By the very fact that, from my point of view, because remember at one point, I think they took a cake and then another instance, her apologizing, going down. For me, I don't think she looks like she would be a bad stepmom. At least from what I see, unless otherwise. The problem which is there is that Mwizukanji fights with Kidis, and that is a problem. But the fight between Mwizukanji and Kidis doesn't make Kidis a bad stepmom. It doesn't. So, at the end of the day, with all the nonsense that people are trying to say, blah, 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 me, I'm standing out for the child. And using Mwizukanji's situation, I'm also speaking out to other mama, to other baby mamas, to other baby daddies out there. To baby mamas, I'm saying, whatever situation that you may have with whoever, your baby daddy and whatever, you have to realize that that child needs that father. You also have to realize that if you have got other children, you also have to realize that those children must bond. If you pick one and make her a star, it is wrong. I've spoken about my care and my situation. It is not what it is. It is not. I can post my beautiful girls, those two girls, every day if I want. I can do it. But I'm telling you, before I even post a picture, they ask. They want me to ask them. And I respect them because they are adults. Before I post a picture, my daughters, my two big daughters, they want to see it. They want to confirm that, yes, you can post this. They want to confirm. And for my ex-wife, I have to respect that she doesn't want her children to be posted every now and then. So I strike a balance. She doesn't want, so I can't say completely, I'm not going to post them. No, I mean, they're also my children. But when I post, I must be conscious that I don't do it too much to irritate her. And also, I have to respect their privacy. I have to respect their desires, how they want to look on social media. I have to respect that. For Kia, she's still young, but of course, also when she reaches a certain age, I will not be able to do that. Even here, Kia, there are certain things that I don't post because the mother said no. So respect each other. When you have children, respect each other. And for baby daddies, I want to tell you, I'm telling you, baby daddies, don't think that just because you are sending money, it's enough. No. Your children need you in their lives. They need you. It's not enough. And don't just give up because one baby mama is saying this and whatever, and you give up. No, you have got a right to that child. Fight. If it means going to court, go to court. Fight. Fight to have access to your child. Don't think that, no, just because I'm sending money, that's enough. No. And this nonsense of thinking, no. When a child grows up, then the child will come to me. No. By the time the child will be coming, the child might have been spoiled. And how are you going to feel? Especially when you're a public figure. When you're a public figure, then a child, mwana chita stref. Because you are never there. You are never there. And lastly, I want to say this. No matter how successful you become, trust me, don't neglect children. No matter how successful you become, don't neglect children. Don't neglect children. No matter how successful you are, don't neglect children. Because your blessings are in the children. Whatever we do it for our children. If you are responsible, unless you're not responsible, I'm telling you, if you don't look after your children, these are situations whereby you grow up and you have nothing and no one is there to look after you. You grow up. I know. I'll tell you one story. I'm not going to mention this minister. There is a minister in this government. This minister in this government carries a name of the father. And that father is somebody that I know. And this man is like he doesn't have children. And yet the father, one of his children is actually a minister. And he himself, when you see him, you would be shocked. He's like he doesn't have children. These are situations. I'm telling you, this is a real. I don't want to mention to mention the minister. I don't want to mention, but in the current government, there is a minister who has, the father is there. He even carries the name of the father, but that father, looks like whatever. This minister, but the point I'm trying to make is that look after your children. Don't neglect children. Don't neglect children, no matter how successful you may become. You may have a family, for example, me here, married with Vanaki and everything. Trust me, I will never neglect my children. Never neglect my children. My children are a priority. And not only my 2 children, by the way, I've got also other children that I look after and I take care of them. Please look after your children. I've said a lot of things. I hope it makes sense. This was not an attack on Mwizukanji or whatever. It is a defense for children that cannot speak out for themselves. And if really you are reasonable, you would get my point and you would not turn to attack me. Instead, you will do the right thing. Ziko Mokwambiri. Good day.